Hey, so today we just got a new president. Let's go. Okay. And I'm going to tell you how to solve your biggest business problems, period. And man, Facebook and Twitter just lost 51 billion in valuation in a single week. Are you ready? Welcome to the Saymichael podcast. Hey, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Saymichael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. You know who I am. I'm your host, Michael Aigbedion. And before we continue, you already know, special shout out to super producer, Saymichael. What's good?
What's good? What's good?
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Feeling magnificent.
Oh, why? Tell me why.
So today we got a new president today.
Number 46.
46. My degree finally came in the mail.
Man, boys is a scholar now. You're a scholar.
Boy certified this, so you go. So yeah, bro. Now we good, bro. We good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is how we start off the new year just right.
Yeah, starting with 46 with a new era. We got President Joe Biden, Madam Vice President Vice President Kamala Harris. It's like, look, today I saw a bunch of pink and green everywhere. People had their pink and green, right? Then they had their Chucks and pearls. Apparently, Chucks and pearls is like the uniform for Kamala. Is that what that is?
It's like the base, like the base.
Oh, everyone's just like, I got my Chucks and my pearls, and men were doing it too, like Chucks and pearls. I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's like her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like her thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, did you see Trump? I'm not sure if y'all saw Trump walking off I think it was, like they dropped him off in Florida.
Yeah.
He's walking across the line. He looks pissed off.
He's mad.
Yeah, they even had like background noises, you know, to kind of make fun of it. But, you know, he's pissed off. And I wonder, like, with this new era, because now we're going to have some decency. You know, this woman said last week that she said something. I haven't thought about this particular word in so long, but the word manners.
Manners.
Yeah, having manners.
Yeah.
You know, like decorum. You know, like understanding that whole thing when it comes to just how to conduct yourself around other people. And, you know, now that Trump, you know, doesn't have his trumpet, I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but it's actually a good thing because, you know, we have to understand the power of what they say, free speech. Do you feel like free speech should just be free? You shouldn't have to do anything, like no restrictions.
I feel like it should come with some stipulations.
Yeah, you said it right there, bro, with some stipulations because freedom, right, needs boundaries. This is 100%, and I feel like you could do what you like. You could do what you want, but you on another side, you can't really do what you want. You see what I'm saying?
There's levels to this shit, man.
Yeah, there has to be boundaries to the amount of what you could do when it comes to just pure freedom. So I feel like, you know, when we talk about freedom, we got to talk about freedom and boundaries because everything needs boundaries. When it's just pure freedom, I think there's chaos. I think it's dangerous just to have freedom completely unchecked. You know, that's how I look at it. But the fact that, you know, Trump, you know, when he, you know, people are trying to conflate two things. They're trying to say that, you know, Trump being banned off of all these like social networks, that's taken away from his First Amendment right, his free speech. And a lot of these people who quote these things ain't never read the First Amendment. So y'all need to go back and read what the First Amendment is. But when you get to a level where you're inciting, and I'm talking about inciting violence, it's actually a word for this. It's an Italian word called ad baculum.
Ad baculum.
Ad baculum. They call it like, so basically it's like when you encourage violence, you know, when he says things like, oh, I saw that person, I'm gonna punch him in the face, you know? Or if you saw that, punch him in the face. Like he excites violence. He tells you to follow through with violent things when he says you need to come together, you need to fight for what you believe in, using particular words. There's another word that they use for that called stochastic terrorism.
Stochastic terrorism.
Yeah, stochastic terrorism. And this is, to me, the most unique term because this has to be where when you're speaking to like stochastic terrorism is basically that it's based on random. So when you're talking to a group of, let's say 100 people, I could speak in certain words and use certain language. So based on stochastic terrorism means that I don't know who is going to do what I'm saying needs to be done, but somebody's going to do it at a random. You can't really say specifically who, but you're saying it to the crowd, knowing that somebody in that crowd is going to do something. Yeah. And that's what he used. So when you talk about First Amendment versus actually getting to a point where you're dangerous, you know, I feel like the ban is not uncalled for. You know, like that, these things have to happen because you do need limits to what you're able to say and able to do. And, you know, like, you know what we reached? You know what the pinnacle is? Just so you know this is how big it is. I, on this podcast, didn't ever want to talk about anything politics, anything Trump, nothing like that, right? But see, what we have is what you call a tipping point. That's a tipping point when something is so bad that you have to speak up. You have to say something. And when Trump, you know, was part of what seemed like a, you know, crazy mob of thugs going into the Capitol, you know, bringing in their Confederate flags, which has never been inside the Capitol, you know, these type of actions, again, it's slightly terrorism. And that's where you got to look at, you know, how you look at free speech and what should and should not be said. Because a lot of what, like, I tried not to say anything about anything politics, but then it gets to a point to where you say, I got to talk about this. Like, I have to show what I stand up for. I have to see and let people know that this thing that's so huge has to be talked about, and we have to get through this, because you can ignore it and thinking that it'll just go away, but it only gets worse. And that's why the ban happened. But see, it kind of hurt, you know, Facebook and Twitter. Like, just from that, making that move alone, from banning Trump, they lost 51 billion in value just from that. See, Google and Apple, they actually kind of went up a little bit, you know, and they were part of it too. They actually took off, you know, Amazon, they took off Parler, which was the other social network that people were getting on. And they didn't ban Parler because, you know, of someone's opinion, just like Trump. It wasn't based on opinion, and all. You could have those. But when you start to get to, you know, people were on Parler, on this, you know, other third party app, like actually coordinating violence, coordinating like mobs together. And that's where the banning of that app came from. So a lot of people conflate what free speech is versus when someone is becoming dangerous. And now that Trump doesn't have his trumpet and doesn't have a platform, makes you think. But see, there's something that they're trying to repeal. It's called Section 230. You heard about this?
No, I haven't heard about it. Section
230 is probably the most important piece of legislation that ever came about, because Section 230 created the internet as we know it today. So basically, it's a particular rule in Section 230. If you look it up, you just Google search Section 230, you'll see what it is. It says that anything that's said on the internet or on certain platforms on the internet are not liable for its users, basically. And that one little rule is why all the trolling and all the everything that bad that comes from the internet exists. The way that the internet is engineered and how it looks, and Black Twitter and everything that you look at, it came from Section 230. That's Section 230. And they're trying to repeal it now, saying that you should be able to hold these platforms liable for what's said on its platform. But see, here's the issue with that particular thing is that there's a difference between platforms and publishers. You know, when you're talking about like the New York Times, the Washington Post, Dallas Morning News, anything like that, those are publishers. They have certain duties in order to have citing and to back up their work. Now, when you're talking about Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse, anything like that, those are what you call platforms, where they're just places for you to get out information, not for it to be filtered through. So whenever things happen, especially on platforms, you have to have a way to police, or you have a way to respond to things that, you know, become dangerous, just like in publishing. You know, there's certain things you can say and certain things you can't say when it comes to publishing, when it comes to violation of certain, I wouldn't say decorum, but there's violations that can be had whenever you're a publisher and you break certain rules when it comes to how you put messages out there. There was in the past something called yellow journalism. I know I'm putting out a lot of terms out here today, but hey, we're going to learn something. Yellow journalism was like way like in the 30s all the way up to like the 40s. Like they would have it where basically if you had a newspaper article on the top headline, you could put something super sensational just to get people to come in. Kind of like what you see now. Like people put things for people to click, but it's not true. It used to be live.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. But see, the clickbait back then was lies. They'll put things that are completely just made up in order to get people to come in and buy these magazines, read these articles. And then they banned it because it was called yellow journalism. And that is where, again, though you can talk about what you want, but without limits, it becomes dangerous. You see what I'm saying? Because just by human nature, we're going to take things to the absolute edge. There's, what is it, Moore's Law, where it says, whatever happened or whatever can happen will. Mm-hmm. So the fact that if there are no limits to something, as far as it could take it, someone will take it there. Because social media, they reward, like hyperbole. They reward extremism. They reward emotionalism. These are things that they reward. So obviously those platforms have to understand that there's a nuance to how people communicate on there and how people can become dangerous or very informative. So there is a way that to police it, but to repeal Section 230 is not going to do it, because there is a difference between publishers and platforms. They're just two different things and they work different. And those who are in Congress, those who are in politics, don't understand the internet as well as they should, or social media as well as they should. And that's why I talk about those nuances, those little small things that aren't just so obvious or easy to explain, Yeah. So, but yeah, so I hope y'all got all these terms down, because pretty big deal, But yeah, I talked about how to solve your biggest problems in business, and if you have a problem that's happening in business right now, or growth, anything like that, even in life, let's just say this, even in life, the way you solve it, the answer?
You
want to take a guess?
No, I'll take
it. Okay. The answer is make more money. Easy, right?
Easy.
The hard part is how. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to learn how to make more money, because if you have an issue, I see it a lot where people they're not eating the best foods, or this is them personally, or in their business, things aren't happening, growth isn't happening. And you have to fix that problem if you're not making enough money, because that is literally the source of almost everything, of you struggling, at least in this economy, in this America. And right now we're dealing with 30% of America right now. They're like really struggling. I'm talking about waiting in lines at food banks and things like that. And we have to get really creative before we quit and don't solve our problems and figure out how we're going to grow outside of this situation. Because now they have the vaccine coming, I think people are feeling a lot better. I think what's made the stock market go a little bit crazy. If you've been tapping into the stock market, look, that is the place to put your money. I'm not really messing with crypto like that right now. I got a little burnt. You know what I'm saying? I lost a little bread on GRT.
Oh, man.
It's called Graph, and it's crazy because I got into it. My brother put me on a hot tip. I was like, okay, cool. Got into it. It went down. Then I went back into Bitcoin. It went back up. And I was like, oh my God, I just keep losing. And, I already said a few podcasts ago that don't invest in things that you do not understand. And I didn't understand what Graph was, you know what I mean? But I can tell you that when Stripe comes out, you better double down. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a number one pick. But yeah, if you are in business right now, or you're just in life and just saying you got a lot of problems going on, I know a lot of this could solve by, getting out there, doing a little bit more, which is going to bring you more money. It's going to help solve some of your problems. It's going to solve every problem, but money solves a lot of problems. It's the closest thing in society to magic. Everyone needs a little abracadabra in their pocket, in their bank account right now. A little abracadabra in their bank account right now. You know what I'm saying?
Little Jesus used to this all.
For real. It's what we need. But I'm feeling good because I hired a new team member. Well, actually 2 team members, and it's just crazy. Now that I've been hiring regularly, I find these new methods that are just helping me so much. And one of the methods that I used this week that helped tremendously is the fact that rather than just hiring, listen how I used to do it. I used to find a bunch of candidates, I'll meet them in person, and then we'll meet, and then I'll have one person I really like, try to, I choose them, and maybe it didn't work out, and then I start all like from scratch, right? But now, this new method, okay, look, because we're at home and this whole thing, I'm taking advantage of the whole Zoom thing, because talking to people on Zoom is, to me, it's not the same as in person, but it's one level above being on the phone. Yeah. So I can already get a gauge of who they are and how they are just off of that. So that's usually the first that's the first meeting we have is on that Zoom. It's about 30 minutes, and I just get to know them a little bit, trying to understand why they're in their situation. I know it's time consuming, but as I begin scaling, with more people, other people be on top of this, but to me, it's worked for me tremendously. And after that Zoom call, then I set up the second interview. Now, that's where the breakdown usually happens. If they don't have enough longevity, perseverance in them, they won't make it to the second interview. And if they do make it to the second interview, you're going to see how they act when they're doing something in real time. I had a gentleman yesterday, and this is a guy I actually really wanted. This is for a detailing position. And, we were supposed to meet at 11. This is the second interview now. And, he couldn't find the location. I'm parked, and I get there at 11, and I see him walking up to him. I was like, hey, where's your car? And he says, oh, I parked it in another garage because I couldn't find this. I was like, okay, well, you're here now. Go get the car. He says, okay, go get it real quick. I said, yeah, just bring it over here because you're gonna have to find the location. That's a minimum. You know what I mean? Yeah. This guy takes 25 minutes to find his car. Kept telling me, texting me, I can't find my car. I was like, look, he's already throwing off issues, red flags. And eventually I'm texting him, he's not responding back. So then I wrote this in my phone. I said, if you're unresourceful or weak and you're not clever, you're not a good add to the team. You're not. You're just a poor ad. So I already had in my head, like, this is not going to be a good ad because he's just not finding. Like, if this was a customer, you think he's going to be calling? You think I want someone calling up hey, customer, hey, I can't find your house. Hey, can you show me? Can you come find me? What? I had to employ this one woman named Linda. Look, I've had over 100 employees. She's the worst one I've ever had. The worst employee I've ever had in my life. She was scary because, and with that, I get to her, because I hired with my heart on that one. But, so yeah, I'm in this mode, and I said, if you unresourceful, lack creativity and cleverness, and you're weak, you're not gonna be a good ad. And when I hired with my heart with this woman named Linda, way in the past, she was an older woman, wasn't good at, didn't have really good hearing. And, usually it's men or younger women who are working, in the field. But she's like, no, give me a chance. Please give me a chance. Trust me, I'll do it, Michael. I'll show you. And I was like, I just don't know. And I was like, I don't know. But I didn't want to say it's because of the age or anything like that. So I was like, let me give her a chance. Gave her a chance. And man, she complained every single second. But yet, like when it came to doing the mobile, she said, okay, Michael, I'm here on the side of the highway. I can't find the place. I'm scared to get on the highway. So I had to literally find her on the highway and guide her off the highway. And I'm like, okay, she's creating more work for me. And then when she gets to a location, she's like, oh, I need this, supplies. I forgot this. I'm like, look, you're you're mismanaging your own life. And yet that's spilling over into the business. And then now I have to compensate for the things that you fear. Like she feared driving on the highway. And, so these things, look, it was a whole issue with this particular woman that made her completely scary. Oh, it was just a horrible experience. But so this guy had the same type of vibes. I was like, he's not going to be good at, but it was worth it to see him come through. But he came through, he finally found it. We're already too late. So I said, we got to reschedule it because we're already 30 minutes past time and I already have another meeting to go to. Then he was like, all right. And we met later at 4:00. He's going through it, bro. He looks like he's going to be cold. Right. Yeah. And, we're going through everything. And he's basically doing a tester. He details a car and he tests to see where he's at on the scale or where he needs to be if he's going to be able to work for it. So it's like a tryout. So he's cleaning the vehicle, going all through. I see some things on the, to get it the second time around. He gets it. Everything looks perfect. And I said, bro, you might be an all-star because, he looked like a very OCD, very detailed person, but he looked very scary and like kind of frail, right? So then he said, is there a way that the appointments that I get can only be at homes? I was like, hold on, why? No, it can't. Why you say that? And he's like, oh, because I just don't really like garages. I was like, you don't like garages? I don't understand. I said, like, personally, you don't like garage? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what do you mean you don't understand? You don't like garages? He's like, when I came from Washington, when I had to like deliver food or anything like that, and I had to go to a garage, I just really didn't like it. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, once you get into the feel of things, it's really every location is basically, it's just going to be a car there for you to clean. It doesn't really matter. It's all really the same type of location, high rise, building, work office, home. They're all the same thing. He's like, yeah, but it's just about garages. I was like, okay, I mean, is this not going to work out for you? He's like, how about I just, update you and let you know? I was like, well, that's a no, right? He's like, okay. I was like, okay, what? He's like, I understand that's a no. I was like, oh, okay. So, all right, we appreciate it, and he didn't work out, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I usually find this out much later in the process. I hire the person, give more faith than I need to in a person. But because, if someone's not the right fit, don't bring them on. Don't add them to the team. Yeah. Because,
don't force the issue.
Don't force it because you're going to have to clean it up later. Like that cleanup, bro, the double work that happens whenever you got to bring someone on and then replace them or help them be successful when they don't want it for themselves. Like you just got to find the right qualities in this new method of going through the first interview and then seeing, okay, how do they show up for that? Schedule a second one. All this takes effort. So if you don't have that already, it's an L. Some people don't even show up, to the first interview period. You invite them to say, hey, I'm really looking forward to it. Then they no show. And to me, how disrespectful, bro.
Yeah, that's very disrespectful.
Yeah, how disrespectful is it to lead someone on, say, I really want the job, set up an interview, and then no show?
I don't understand why people do that though. Like what's the reason for that?
You know why? Because it's less confrontational. People just aren't confrontational. They just want to, it's all good. If I don't show up, I don't want the job anyways. I'll put that in quotes. I don't want the job anyways. And then they basically don't show up, burn that bridge forever. They might need a job or they might have already got a job and don't want to go through the whole cancellation process. You see what I'm saying? Mm. And, but I was like, I feel like if I'm hiring somebody, or if I'm going for a job, I mean, that's just something I wouldn't do. But here's one thing I discovered, bro. This is a behind the scenes, like for real.
Oh, this is exclusive.
Exclusive right here. All right. White women, I can even say more specifically, I could say specifically white women, but white people in general don't like working for black bosses. Bro, look, in these interview processes, especially on the Zoom, a lot of people didn't know that the owner of the Water Boys is a black man. So when they saw on the, it's how it is whenever it's the Zoom and then it kind of fades, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I can't see you. I said, hold on, let me turn on my camera. Hello. And you're like, oh.
He's black.
Wow, you do a lot. Oh my God. And when I spoke with you over the phone and,
Something white.
Yeah, and then, see, look, I do my behind-the-scenes intel already before I even meet him. When I see, like, certain type of Confederate flags, on one, I didn't even have that, interview when I saw that. But then I saw one was obsessed with Troy Aikman. Bro.
Interesting.
It's interesting because he's one of our clients, and she's obsessed with him. She had, like, 40 different profile pictures where she talks about how much she loves him. So I was like, that would have been dangerous, right? Then I had another one who's like taking pictures with Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Loving Ted Cruz. Like, what? And then I realized their whole life was They had no balance, no diversity around them, no blackness, no Hispanicness, no nothing, right? And then I realized I understand the shock they have when they see a person like myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I show up and they're like, oh, wow, you do a lot and I can really help you get to the next level and da-da-da. And I'm like, man, that'd be great to have a lot of white women on the team. You know what I mean? Because when they see that as me, it's always bro, how many times is there a situation where there's a customer who speaks with me and then, this is actually a real life situation where I'm in a garage looking for a particular customer. She's like, hey, I don't see you. I said, hey, look, you see, I'm here in the garage. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she hangs up and I'm walking towards her and I say, hey, and she's like, I'm not looking for you. And I was like, what the hell? So think about it. If I was a stranger and I looked at someone, they're like, I'm not looking for you, be weird. Yeah. But struck by, I'm like, that's the woman I was just talking to on the phone. So I was like, hey, she's like, oh, you're Michael. Always a surprise, And so I'm like, if there's a white woman who's going around telling these people, because, most of my clients, they're Highland Park, white, a lot of housewives that I deal with, right? I'm like, maybe I need to hire someone who's more their speed, right? Yeah. I'm like, I can't believe I'm thinking race when it comes to a position. But, I just found out, through, these little interactions that they just get kind of intimidated a little bit by the fact that, could someone who's non-black be proud to work for a black man? That's a real question. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it kind of like shocked me because I'm like, man, I wonder how it is, like if I'm trying to scale, I'm talking about to billions, and yet people can't see me for anything other than my color. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Little weird, but I'm doing more hiring, about to lock in a new videographer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ooh. Nice little plug. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to get a marketer, look, we're building. This team's going to be built one way or the other.
Hey, listen, 2021, we're not messing around.
Bro, we're not messing around. And on top of that, no breaks. No breaks. We're not putting no breaks. Now that we got Biden in office and we got some decorum, no breaks the rest of this year, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, look, as long as I ain't got to go to no extra, curricular activities like super clubs or anything like that.
The super adventure club.
Yeah. But see, I'm already looking forward to what's happening and how it's happening. And I'm excited, bro. Like, you got anything else you want to share with the people?
Not really, man. I'm too excited right now.
Hey, I'm excited, bro. We happy over here. And I hope you feel it. Look, the next conversation, as you know, is a conversation with me, myself, and Bly, my beautiful wife. It's always going to be an incredible, juicy conversation. Go ahead and tap in. But for now, me and super producer Saymichael must leave you. We will see you later. We love you. Peace out.
Peace.
Hello. What's going down? H-Time.
What it do, D-Time?
Yeah. For those who didn't hear, she said H-Town before we started, and I just repeated it.
And I changed it to D-Town.
I said, what's going down, H-Town?
And then I said, what up, D-Town?
They're going to be like, oh, she from H-Town? I thought she's from New Orleans.
Not even from Texas.
I thought she was from New Orleans.
I'm from New Orleans, baby.
Man, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
You're not feeling too great?
I feel like every time I come on here, I'm always okay. People probably like, damn, this girl, she just need to get her life together.
You think that's what people think?
I'm sure that's what I know. I would think that every time.
You know what I think people think when they hear you?
What?
He's like, you know what? That's black love right there. That's what I want people to think. Now that's
#couple goals.
Yeah, that's black. That's black love right there.
Oh Lord, black hearts, brown hearts, hashtags.
He said he holds her down regardless. Even when she feeling down, he always picks her right back up. That's black love.
Your girl be hella moody in this hoe. I shouldn't have said that, but I said it anyway.
Why can't you say that?
I've been moody every now and then. I said the HEUX.
Oh, in this hoe? No, you can say
in this hoe. I had to spell it the French way.
That's funny. But why are you just okay?
I don't know. Okay, so it started off with like, I woke up at 3 a.m. because I had like a crazy, horrible dream. I thought, I had a dream that two men they broke into our house and they were trying to rob us. Long story short, I couldn't go back to sleep. I went and turned the alarm on in the house. I checked on the kids, and then I looked up gun ranges so we can like start practicing how to shoot guns. That's how paranoid I was.
Yeah, and look, the dream actually turned into her actually making real life action steps as far as us going to go shoot.
Yeah, 3 a.m. I'm over here looking up gun ranges. What time they open, close, which one comes with a restaurant, which one doesn't, which one got a date night package, which one doesn't.
Which one's black owned?
Which one's black owned, the cheapest one, I'm over here doing research. So I think my day just started off like not that great. And then the inauguration was today, and that had me a little paranoid. I mean, I was super excited and happy and all that good stuff, but then I was still like, what if they tried to assassinate Biden or, so it was just like.
And I told her, I was like, why are you even worried about us? We got 25,000 troops.
I be worried about the wrong stuff. I be looking at the negative stuff, So you kind of calmed me down. And then I was at work the entire day, so I couldn't watch it, which kind of sucks. I wish I would have been able to, watch it all.
Just for the fashion?
Just for the fashion, of course, for the fashion. Michelle Obama killed it because her outfit was on point. She had that side part. I don't know if y'all know, I kind of went back to my side part. You know what I'm saying? Side parts are in. I'm just saying.
Side parts are in. Actually, when she came out, she reminded me of what you wore 2 weeks ago.
What
on
did
the
I wear
pod.
2 weeks?
You wore that.
Oh, the burgundy.
Yeah, it looked just like that.
The burgundy 3-piece, but mine was a crop top. But it's still the same.
Hey, very similar. I was like, wow. Yeah. It's like a dark plum.
That richness, rich color.
Yeah, and so I saw her, I was like, that's the same type of like plum that you had.
Oh, come on, look at you be paying attention. Okay. Yeah, I loved her outfit. I thought it was super dope. I don't know if that was a belt or whatever, but that was a really cute accessory to the outfit. I love turtlenecks. I'm a turtleneck fanatic. So the fact that she had that turtleneck all the way up. See, I got mine on today too,
Oh, yeah.
All the way up to here. It was super, super cute. I loved it.
For listeners only, she has a gray top on with a gray turtleneck with like a zip tie.
It's a funnel sweatshirt. That's what it's really called.
So they call it?
Yeah, so it's like a turtleneck sweatshirt. But it's like, this is called like a funnel, I think.
I love it.
I know. I love it too. That's why I got me one and you one. I got them.
Yeah, we both got one. And I wore it on the podcast last time.
You did. But the funny thing was, the only reason why I'm wearing it this time is because last time I came home from work and I got dressed. I put this sweatshirt on. I walked out and I was like feeling all good and great. I was like, "Yay, look what I'm wearing." And you were like, "I'm wearing that." I was like, "What do you mean you wearing it?" You was like, "I'm wearing that on the podcast today. Like I already had it, picked out and everything." I was like, how the heck did we have the same
mind, everything?
Mind that same exact day to plan the exact same outfit? So I had to go and change. So now this has been like sitting there waiting for me to wear for this episode. So I got it on. I feel comfortable and I love it.
It's funny because sometimes I think like the listeners are like, when they tune into our part, right? They're like, what do they be talking about? Like they don't be talking about nothing, right? But the thing is, this is how we really talk.
This is really how we talk. We just be like...
We talk all day about whatever.
Whatever. Honestly, really whatever Literally. We talk about. I know.
You see those memes where it says, I just want to find a partner and just have those deep conversations about the moon and this and that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Marry your best friend, ladies. That's all I got to say. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like...
Marry your best friend.
See, all I want when people hear us talk is just know it's black love.
Oh, Lord. Not the black love.
Black love. Black you know love. What I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
But you did miss the inauguration.
I did miss it, which made me a little sad. But I mean, I caught up on all the fashion on, IG. And then you hit me up and let me know that everything went well. Everything was smooth. So that made me feel really, really good. Made me feel happy. But then, it just like sucks because I'm at work and I'm missing everything, and I just want to like watch it. I want to kind of like, I'm getting, what is it called? FOMO? Fear of missing out. Like I want to kind of be at home screaming at my TV like, yeah, go, yeah.
Oh, you got a little FOMO today?
I had a little FOMO, and then everybody's wearing like Converse and pearls. I'm like, who? I didn't get that memo.
I know.
Nobody told me to wear Chucks and pearls.
I know. I was like, it took a while for me to connect it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know AKAs, pearls and all that,
Right.
But then people's like, I got my Chucks and my pearls. I was like, what is? I don't get it.
And the crazy thing is, I wore my pink sneakers today because I thought, well, it's Wednesday and she's AKA. So I was like, let me put on my pink sneakers. And they, the Gucci's written in green, so it's like pink and green. So I was like, okay, well, I'll wear that. But I didn't think to say, let me go put on my Chucks and my little pearl bracelet on my way to work.
Exactly.
I didn't think that.
I didn't think that either.
People got on custom T-shirts. I saw
that too.
I was like, wow, people got creative. Yeah.
One had like I'm speaking. Another one had, Madam, Vice President.
Yeah.
All different type.
I wonder if today was the day for AKAs to give like people an excuse, like, no, you could go ahead and wear your pearls today and your pink and green. I ain't even gonna check you.
I know someone for sure who didn't make it. Who was wearing pearls.
Oh Lord!
And then I was about to comment as like a joke, but I was like, let me not do all that, right? And then I was just like, luckily I found out later that the pearls was like part of the uniform for Kamala Harris.
Oh, I see.
Then or not Kamala Harris, but since she's the AKA and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, that's why everyone's wearing pearls. Even guys were having like Chucks and pearls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that. I did.
So then I was like, oh, okay, must be a pearl thing.
But what about the girls who were really like going above and beyond? Like this one girl that I know from elementary school, she wore like a pink dress. She had pearls, but then when she posted the picture, she made the background green. I was like, you kind of. You kind of pushing it a little bit.
Kind of treading that line a little tight.
A little tight. I don't know, a little tight rope.
Yeah, because I'm like, the person who did it, I was like, are they AKA? I was looking, I was like, nah, there's no way. I just looked at it, I was like, why is she wearing pearls like that? I was
That's so funny.
Then I found out,
Oh my God. I love pearls. So, I'm a little old lady.
You need a pair of pearls, right? Don't you
have some. Yeah, I have a bracelet that I wear all the time. Not all the time, but when I do dress up, I do wear the pearl bracelet, but that one's like a real pearl bracelet. I have like this necklace that I think is like just costume pearls. I don't know where I even got that from. But yeah, I love pearls. I think pearls are really cute and dainty.
Where'd it come from when people like, it made her clutch her pearls?
Clutch her pearls? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. It's such an old saying.
Yeah, it's such an old thing.
Girl, she had a clutch her pearls rolling around in her grave. They be saying stuff like that. You be like, what are you talking about?
Clutch your pearls.
Man, clutch your pearls. But I mean, other than that, today was a pretty good day. Like my coworker Richard, he and I are like, oh my God, we get in trouble so much whenever we're together. So like my manager tries to schedule us apart because we just laugh all day. And so he's like this little short Hispanic guy, super cool, funny, and he's gay. So he's just like crazy. Not saying that all gays are crazy, but he's crazy. And he grew up watching a lot of black movies. So he has a Hispanic mom and a black stepdad. So he always referenced these black movies, and I just think it's so funny because he knows these movies like word for word, and he'll say something in the tone that it was used, that it was said in the movie, and I know immediately what movies he's talking about. So a lot of times we just be dying laughing. So that was kind of like the highlight of the day, really, because he said something, and it was like a Friday reference where the company, we were basically joking about like our store and how they expect so much from us. And we just basically was like, what do you want from us? What we do is not enough. Like, is it not enough? And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, make it enough. And that was like, the mom off of Friday. That was
with
Smokey's
the milk
mom.
and the cereal.
Like he was like, what is this? This ain't enough. And she was like, make it enough. So it was just, I mean, the back of my ears was hurting. Those
are the best laughs right there.
Yeah, the best. So, we just be cutting up at work. But I mean, other than that, I had a good day. My mood just was like roller coaster ride.
When you mentioning that, it reminded me of Robert Downey Jr. and that one movie where he's playing a black man.
Oh yeah. When they were like in war, like I remember that. That's crazy because if he was to do this, man, his face was painted. That was like blackface, right?
Yeah, but it was done on purpose.
I know, but the crazy part is, had that movie been shown today with social media the way it is, he would have been canceled.
I don't know. I feel like
he would have been canceled.
Here's the thing about it. It was a tight line because it was a black movie. It had a lot of black characters in it.
Right.
And they made him kind of a caricature of how people think black people talk. You know what I mean? Like, man, I remember he was talking.
This man, I'm telling you, it's a good movie. He was a great actor in that movie, but I do get what you're saying, but I mean, if I don't know. If that movie came out now
I know it'd be wild.
He would be canceled. Blackface, and you got like a black man accent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you would be done.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised that he even just like, you know. What I mean?
Even
came out.
But it was
like
controversial
that.
then.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was controversial then, and then, but it was like one of those things where it better be funny.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then it actually ended up being really funny because he's doing every type of extra. Like, and they're actually calling him out. They said, "You're not black, aren't they? Weren't they doing that in the movie?
Oh, I can't
or
remember.
Maybe not.
We gotta watch that movie again. It's been a while since we've seen it.
Yeah,
but that movie was pretty good though. I even forgot the name of it.
I was thinking about like how we're going into a new era, but getting rid of an old era.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I like that. Okay.
Old era. New era?
Okay. Cleaning up that mess in 2021. Come on now.
Yeah, this is I feel so good today.
Yeah, you did.
I feel like I just took 5 showers.
See, I like that.
Yeah, because I was like, as soon as I started seeing how everything was going, just the positivity that was coming out.
Yeah.
And that I'm just so happy that we're just on to something different. You know, because
yeah, exactly.
In like 4 years, Trump has literally brought America back to the 60s.
Man, I know. I was a little nervous. I was like, I feel like they're going to ship us back to Africa.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, this is like, and think about it, all these times, Civil War, Civil Rights Movement, Jim Crow, all these different type of moments where there's like, you know, heavy contention in our like this country. You know, it was on moments where they're trying to create progress. I put that in quotes, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you look at this last 4 years and it was just like,
what happened?
It's not even about progress, it's about power.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of akin it to like Hitler. And I was telling you that all those people who were doing their job under Hitler knew that Hitler was going to hold him down.
Right.
They said, hey, I know it's bad, I know it's crazy, but given the stuff that he's saying and what it makes sense. And, you know, now we see how far and how bad lies could get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all the people who line with him and going along with it are like, he's going to hold me down. Like, it's a better risk to go to something that is untouched and going with what he's doing versus like go with the swamp with everyone else and, you know, DC and all that. So I feel like the fact that so many people were seconding his lies about the whole election and just kept it going and fueled the flames, and you saw what could happen when you don't stop a lie. Right. It's just like crazy. So the fact that he's been deplatformed, I don't think anybody's going to work with him now that they labeled him. And then in essence, it's almost like they labeled him dangerous to the point to where they see him as catching Hitler before he became Hitler. Man. So I don't see anybody doing any type of deals because he's not even in Washington like that. Yeah. So when he gets out, which he's already out, and what case are we going to hear? We haven't heard from him since. Right. So because he has no platform to hear, like literally, I think, like I already predicted, in about a year, people were trying to figure out, what's going to happen with the Republican Party, and I'm like, they're going to forget and just move on because after a while, they're gonna be like, I just gotta do what's good for my health. I gotta do what's good for my family. You know what I mean? And they're just gonna have to move on. And you know, some people aren't good at moving on. Right. Actually, I was telling, I think someone asked me about ghosting. You know, like why did someone ghost? I was like, I think people eventually get over it and move on. Unfortunately, there's some people out there who don't, which is some of those Trump supporters who just haven't got over it. This whole thing. You know, one woman had a mental breakdown. Screaming like, you know, Joe Biden's the devil. Here's the devil. You know, like she's going crazy.
And she's a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
So Trump is not the devil? Or?
I mean, the way she looks at it, you know, I was talking to our brother-in-law who's white from Georgia.
He's from Georgia? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. I thought he was just from Fort Worth.
Country Georgia, you know? And he says, I grew up around this stuff. Yeah. He says, Trump is like poor white man's like savior. I'm sure. Yeah. He said they see him as the second coming of Jesus. So the fact that he's gone, no, they want this man because he's their only savior as far as getting out the mud.
I mean, a lot of his supporters, I would say the ones that I've seen personally driving through Alabama and Mississippi, it's just like the bottom of the bottom. Obviously not all his supporters, but a lot that I have witnessed and seen myself.
The most vocal ones.
Yeah, the most vocal ones. Yeah, they're like the bottom of the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they're looking up for him to save them, and it's just like, come on, y'all, let's be realistic. Like, this man he ain't trying to help nobody but himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like,
what it is.
I'm just on to this whole new, like this year, we're going hard. Everything's just much more clear.
Yeah.
I feel a little deja vu. Like, I remember I said something like that. I think I said this when Biden was elected. Not elected, but when he won. And I said, I feel good about it. So I felt the same thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the insurrection was coming. You know what I mean? But, now, he's out. So I feel like we could talk about different things.
Oh, yeah, exactly. More positive things. How we can, grow as a country and grow together.
We are. I think I think we are. I think the 400,000 people, who passed, RIP,
Yeah.
You're talking about a quarter of them who didn't have to.
Man.
Things that weren't like done right. You're talking about people's lives.
And but it's crazy. There's people that's still out there that don't, that think that this COVID is fake. One of my coworkers, for example, brought it up to me yesterday that he thinks that it doesn't even exist. Like, it's not real. It's made up. Mind you, he is the person that did not vote. He's not even registered to vote. And he's old enough, way old enough to vote. He's like, he thinks that his vote doesn't matter, but he didn't really believe it. And I'm like, well, have you... And he's like, well, some of my friends, they caught it or whatever, but they were perfectly fine,
See, that's ignorance.
Yeah, and I said, well, do you know anybody who passed away from it? He's like, no. I'm like, exactly. Once you know someone who passed away from it, then you can have a different conversation. And it's funny because as we're having that conversation, a few minutes passed, I just happened to open my Instagram, and this girl that I follow, her dad just died from COVID. She posted it, and she was like, it was a 5-week battle with COVID, and he passed away yesterday. And I'm like, look, you think she's faking this? You know what I mean? Like, this is pictures of her and her dad, and she's like, my dad passed away, from COVID. So this isn't like fake. This isn't a game.
But you know what willful ignorance is? It's just to a point to where people could find the answer, the alternate truth to what they're looking for, but actually choose not to. Like, whoever this gentleman is could actually go to a hospital,
right?
And just go to just go to a hospital, and then you might see things that you definitely do not want to see,
right?
Or talk to actually families who are going through things,
yeah,
and then you'll realize it's not a game. Like, I'm not talking about in America or in Dallas. I'm talking about all over the world.
Yes.
You think it's just everyone's just in on some kind of crude inside joke.
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
And I'm like, I know people who passed away from it personally. And I was like, my husband, you obviously know some people who passed away from it. I was like, there's people who on Instagram who were like personal trainers or, fitness gurus or vegans, who passed away from it, who didn't have any other pre-existing health conditions, so don't sit here and just say that so ignorantly and so confidently that this is not real. It just, I don't know. I'm like, dude, we've been dealing with this for almost a year. Like, you need to do some research or something.
Yeah. Do some research, talk to some people.
Yeah.
It's not a game. Like, it's crazy that, you can still kind of think that way after almost going like a year.
A year. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. But it's all about, educating yourself and reading and, all that good stuff instead of just listening to what other people have to say. But, it is what it is.
I feel like now that, that's all said and done as far as like our politics, like, are you into like any like new things that you want to do for like, I don't even know if this is even a good question, but now that, the past is the past.
Yes.
Do you have new plans that you have set up, or is it just?
Oh no, not new plans.
I know, because I'm like maybe new movies, do different things, but just
well, besides my palettes, I still want to focus on that. I feel like I've been kind of slacking a little bit my sister, her engagement party is coming up in about 2 weeks. So I'm like helping plan that, and I was supposed to be partnering with someone to help plan it. And it looks like I'm just pretty much doing it all on my own. So I think that's probably why I'm a little stressed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing everything and I'm trying to just make it perfect for. So I definitely want to work on like my side thing. But I was also looking at bicycles online.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think it'll be good if we all just like got on some bikes and just ride. You know what I mean? The boys, they have their bicycles from Pawpaw. And, you know, you need one, I need one. And, of course, I'm looking at, like, these little super nice fancy ones, you know, of course. But they're super cute. And
super nice fancy one. I know like which one you like. Yeah,
there's these fancy bikes. Yeah, that, you know, of course, mine got to be pink with a little basket. You know what I mean? I just want us to, like, just spend more time outdoors. I'm very outdoorsy, you know, as you guys already know. So I just want to just spend more time outdoors. So I think that's probably like
skin looking good right now.
It is?
Yeah, it's fire.
Come on, popping.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this.
Sorry, I changed the subject on you.
No. I've been using that sea moss, that Dominica Nietzsche. Well, that's her maiden name. I don't know what her married name is, but we went to college together. And yeah, she's selling these sea moss that you can either take with teaspoon, you know, you can kind of mix it with your tea or your coffee, or you can use it as a face mask. And I've been using it as a face mask. I'm trying to do it every night, but some nights I just be like, I'm too tired. But yeah, and it helps with like dark marks. It helps with like your tightening your skin, your pores, all that good stuff. So I've been using it. I really like it.
Yeah, but how does it work when you have freckles?
I don't think it helps with freckles.
No, because you say it helps with dark spots, but you have freckles,
yeah.
so.
Well, no, dark spots from like acne, sunspots. Yeah, freckles is just kind of like, you know, that's permanent. You can't fade that away. But yeah, just more like the scars. It helps with like the scarves. So I've been using it and I actually really like it. And then I have a new face wash. It has turmeric in it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we've been using it. That's what I've been telling you. We've been using it for about 2 weeks.
That one has turmeric in it?
Yes.
Oh.
You've been telling me that you want to use a turmeric.
I didn't know you got that. Skin. You talking about the one that we usually get from Whole Foods?
Yes.
Has turmeric in it?
Well, that's what I was telling you when it came in. I told you maybe like 2 or 3 times. I was like, because every time you mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, you know, our face wash has it now. I got a different kind. It's the same brand, but it's just a different kind. The one we were using before had aloe vera in it. Is that the plant?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, I saw that they had turmeric. So I said, okay, I'm going to get that. So we've been using turmeric.
I'm with it. I like it.
Oh, my goodness. See, y'all, he did not be listening.
Shout out to the turmeric. Shout out to the turmeric.
So we've been using that. And then the sea moss is really great as a face mask. I've been using that. But, you know, my skin a little popping. I'm saying.
Yeah, it's popping. I like it.
No, we're not popping like yours.
Well, we have 2 different situations going on.
First of all, your skin was perfect. You got a chemical peel. Your skin is even more perfect. I just cannot.
Yeah, you should saw it took how long?
It took you like a week.
A little
bit more because we got it done on Friday. And then your skin probably was done peeling probably about Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, and I was looking like a crocodile, man.
Man, we went to a wedding on Friday, which was beautiful. Shout out to Adeniran. He just got married with his beautiful wife. And
oh yeah, congrats to Adeniran for getting married. That's beautiful.
Such a beautiful wedding.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful situation.
It was amazing. It was this like outdoor ceremony. And then they did like the indoor barnyard reception, which was like super dope, very boho chic. If I was to have a wedding, that would probably be something like that. But
that didn't make sense. If I was to have a wedding,
not if I was to have. If we were to get like our vow renewal, whatever, however you said, yeah, I would do something like that. Just very like flowery and candles and simple and just
You love that stuff.
I love that. Yeah, just very raw.
Was it minimalist?
Not it was. Very, very. I mean, there wasn't much decorations. Really, all you need is like some flowers and candles, and that's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to these weddings and they're just over the top chandeliers, a name on the floor. It's just sometimes over the top, and they're beautiful. I love weddings. I just love weddings. I love going to weddings, but this one was more my style. Very just minimal. Just very boho. I just loved it. And then at the very end, we did the sparklers, the fireworks when they walked through. I mean, this was like straight out of like Pinterest 101. You know what I mean? And I'm always on Pinterest, and so the stuff that they did, I'm like, I would do it the exact same way. They had the s'mores set up. They had a charcuterie board where they had 2 servers serving it, so not everybody, stuck their hands in it. They had a hot chocolate station, a coffee station, y'all.
They had a photographer who only takes 1 photo per.
Yeah, apparently she's like super dope, so she only took 1 photo and it's like perfect.
Yeah, she'd be like, okay, thank you. I was like,
you don't want to take more?
Yeah. You want to do like a safety shot or anything like that?
Right. She was like on it. So it was really good. The food was great. It was very spacious, and everybody had a really good time. They had custom masks for everybody. So that was perfect. I mean, I'm kind of getting off on topic, but back to your chemical peel. You wore a hat that day. Yeah, you wore a hat because your skin was peeling on your forehead, and but I mean, your skin looks great, nice and luscious.
You see,
it's all glowing and stuff.
You see,
all glowing. But yeah, that was your skin, and then the wedding. I mean, it was great. It was a great wedding.
What we bring? Okay. I talked about your skin. You talked about mine.
Yeah, that's why I say we're getting off a topic. But
compliment war.
I know, right? But then Saturday was really cool too because Mackenzie, your goddaughter, turned 11, and so her mom rented the movie theater so we can watch a movie called The Crude, The New Age or something like that, which was a really, really, really good movie. I mean, I almost cried a few times. It's like a little cartoon type movie, but it was so cute. It was so cute. And the fact that she rented a whole theater for everybody, I thought that was so dope.
The way it looked, if we had a little ganja.
No, the whole theater be lit. Lord.
No, I'm talking about the way that there's so many colors. And it was just like out of this world.
Out of this world. But it was really cool. That was so much fun. And, we just had a really good weekend.
Yeah. And, then I put the boys on to Crudes 1 original.
Yeah, they came home watching it.
Yeah, now... and they really sit back and watch.
Really?
Yeah, so I know now movies got to be in the arsenal.
Yeah.
I used to like putting those like 30-minute shows, 30-minute series.
Yeah.
But the movies.
They love that.
Love it. So right now, they saw Crudes 1. Mm-hmm. And they saw now there's like some kind of Crudes like cartoon.
Oh, yeah, I seen them watching it.
Yeah, not movie, but it's like a series.
Yeah.
They're just big on Crudes. I think that might be their first generational...
Wow.
Show where how we used to talk about like Doug.
Yeah. Oh, I love Doug.
You know what I mean? Like the Rugrats.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's like what's earlier than that doesn't really count. It's almost like that held it like an era.
Yeah.
So that I feel like the whole Crudes, like they watch this and then watch another Crudes and watch the cartoon Crudes. It could be like the Flintstones are there. Yeah.
Oh, the Flintstones. I used to love that too. That's true. It could be. I mean, it was such a really good movie. I thought it was super cute.
Flintstones, it's funny because the Flintstones had a real relationship. They're the first, they're the first adult like cartoon. I actually talked about this in like
I remember in like the few first episodes.
Yeah, they had real commercials, smoking commercials, smoking cigarettes.
That's crazy.
But they had marital issues. Child issues they couldn't conceive.
Yeah.
So they had to adopt,
That's so crazy. Wow. At least I love the Flintstones.
Yeah, Flintstones are great.
And they weren't they like so poor that they couldn't afford like gas in their cars, so they like drove with their
Everyone
feet?
was poor.
I'm just kidding.
Everyone did the whole
I'm just kidding.
It's funny how, the Flintstones went off, right? The Jetsons,
The Jetsons is okay.
Yeah, but why didn't it like fly off the shelf?
I don't know.
Something was off about the Jetsons that
Maybe it was too futuristic.
Well, I think the dad, the Jetson, and the wife were like, maybe they didn't have enough like texture.
Yeah.
Within, you know what I mean? Like maybe having like the like family issues and things like that, but it was always and then it
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe it was just too futuristic. Maybe we just couldn't connect.
Futurama's good.
Yeah, but that's now though.
Futurama's future, right?
Yeah.
The
but
cartoon.
I'm saying like when we were younger watching the Jetsons, we couldn't connect with like flying cars and living in space kind of. So you know what I mean? But we could connect to the Flintstones because we already went through that. I'm
not talking about Flintstones. I'm talking about Futurama.
I know, but I'm talking about the Jetsons when we were growing up.
I know.
But Futurama that's recent, like.
No, Futurama is a recent cartoon about the future.
True.
So that's what I'm saying.
But not that like future, like the Jetsons. When we were like in the 90s watching something that's like 2000 and 2020, 22. Like, you know, that's too future.
Yeah.
Whereas Futurama is like, you know, 2025.
There's no. Do you know what Futurama? Futurama has it where there's like goblins and like aliens talking. This is like super duper way in the future.
Really?
I think so. I'm not sure if he went outside his galaxy. Actually, I might be wrong. I think the main guy went out of his galaxy and now he's caught up in some new worlds or whatever. But the Jetsons, I know, you know, when you look at it when you're a child, you're like, oh, Mom, is that going to be 2020?
Oh, like, Lord. No, 2000.
Yeah, is that going to be 2000?
Oh, my God.
He's like, yeah, we're innovating fast. And then 2000, looking around for the flying cars, flying skateboards.
First of all, in 2000, we was waiting for the world to end. Everybody's buying water and bread.
My dad bought water.
My mom did too. Can of tuna.
It was pathetic though.
And then we had to unplug everything because if you didn't, then everything was going to shut off. You're going to lose all your information in the computers and stuff. I said, what is this? I'm going to sleep. And if I wake up, I'm waking up and that's it.
See, that's how
I ain't
easy
sticking around
it
for that
is
nonsense.
to dupe people.
I know.
Because, you know, for the longest, people were talking about Y2K.
Yeah.
And that people who had sense were saying, are y'all so dumb to think Y2K? My dad was like, Y2K is not a thing. Why would y'all think like that, right?
Yeah.
And like the day before when everyone was getting ready for it, my dad came through with a whole bunch of gallons of water. He's like, I don't know,
Oh,
just in case.
God.
And I'm thinking, even if everything did shut down, this is what people think. They think this now. They think that if something happens at the White House or something happens with the government or whatever, that we're just going to be all of a sudden just go back into the Stone Age and just start fighting people and chewing. You know what I mean? It's not going to get... I know you might think that.
Look, I Am Legend. You know what I'm saying? When the whole world died off and it was just him, his dog, and that lady. I mean, you just never know.
I know, but nothing changes overnight. So you're talking about when you got separate systems and people within their own processes and all that, and you think that Y2K is gonna like shut down the world and people are just gonna go around stabbing each other.
I do.
Cutting each other.
I think so. I really do. I think it'll be like survival of the fittest because of fittest. What is it?
Survival of the fittest.
Because, you know, you're going to start killing people because you're trying to take what they got stored. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you got a pantry full of food? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm about to kill you real quick.
That was Walking Dead type stuff.
Walking Dead, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like it would turn into that. Like, eventually you're going to run out of food. And where you going to go? You're going to go to your neighbor's house. Why? Because they're a little old and they can't protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, people going to start thinking like that. You know,
that's
like,
interesting that you said.
Hold
on, did you plan this whole thing out?
I ain't planning it, but you know, I be watching them little movies.
So this little quick strategy that just came up with.
I just came up with it.
Ah, you smart. You see?
I be thinking.
I can't wait till till something like that happen. You gonna
you over
show
here
us the
talking
way.
about some. If the world ends, we're gonna go to the Ozorka, Texas. So we can have endless supply of water.
Hey.
First of all, I don't even like that water. Take me somewhere else.
Oh, Zorka's Texas, man.
I know, but I don't want to be drinking that water for the rest of my life.
That's surprising. Look, I said, Bly, if we ever, for any reason, if you're at work and I'm at work and the boys are at daycare and something crazy goes down, you know where to meet me. You like, Ozorka? I was like, yes, Ozorka.
Texas, y'all.
Yeah.
This better be a population of 100 people because how the heck I'm going to find you in that city or wherever town?
I don't even know if it's I think it is Ozorka, Texas, but I know it has something with, it's a stream somewhere in
We need to
Texas.
figure this out. We need to go buy a map and I need you to draw a star on where you need me to meet you at. Like if anything was to ever go down, like meet me here. You know what I mean? And then make sure you have like this, like a box buried under a specific tree. Yeah. Where there's like $1 million cash just in case I need it. She getting
Shawshank Redemption on us right now. Yeah.
I told you I'd be watching these movies.
So would there be like, if we were lost, would there be like a call? How would you know I'm like legit? Like, let's say
we got to plan it out.
Yeah. Say you and the boys were like hiding in like a basement, abandoned basement that y'all found somewhere.
Yeah.
and then you told me where y'all were, and then I gotta doom doom doom, right? I knock on the facing door.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna open it for anybody because it could be anybody.
It gotta be like a New Orleans beat. You gotta go pop pop pop. You know, it gotta be like it gotta be like some type of New Orleans beat. I gotta know it's you. Like I need you to say like follow me now. Like just start rapping. I'm like okay, that's him.
It gotta be a bounce beat.
Yeah, it can't be no regular like do 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 do. No, it gotta be like boom 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 boom. Boom, boom,
okay.
Boom. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's him.
That's funny.
It gotta be that.
You're too busy twerking before you.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm over here spitting when I'm talking. I spit all over the mic.
But
COVID.
Yeah. Oh my God. Playing. And don't leave me clues either. I don't want it to be where I pick up this rock and then this rock is like, follow the stars and I gotta look in the sky and find a galaxy. Like, don't be leaving me no clues.
You don't think that's romantic?
I don't be having no time for that. I need it to be super obvious. I need you to write on a piece of paper. Meet me here in this town at this gas station. At this time, I'm going to have this type of car with this license plate, gassed up. Key is under the mat.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Car seats ready to go. I need it to be very specific. Don't leave me no clues. Like I have to open the cabinet to grab, some sugar and then the key falls down. I got to figure out where this key, what boxes for this key. I don't be want to do all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it simple for you.
Please. Just a piece of paper.
When I think about, the whole leaving notes around. Mm-hmm. And when I see movies or commercials where they're like doing this whole Easter egg hunt. Mm-hmm. What do you call that? Scavenger hunt?
Scavenger hunt, yeah.
To me, I don't think I would enjoy that.
That's why I haven't done it for you though.
It just seems like
it's a lot of work. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And sometimes, the ones who are really like that, like they go into it where it's like real scavenger, like hop in the car, drive to another, like they spend all day doing it.
I'm trying to do that.
And I just feel like, what you trying to do? You trying to frustrate me?
Yeah, that's very frustrating. What if you run into some traffic and I'm telling you got to be there at a specific time and don't be late? You
see what I'm saying?
And then there's like a car accident. Then what do? Do you call me and ruin the surprise? And then it goes straight to voicemail. Then you even more frustrated.
Oh my God, this is too far.
I'm just saying, it be like that sometimes.
Well, when people see it, they're like, oh my God, that's so cute
and romantic.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even get a text back.
Yeah, for real. And I look at that like, that ain't love.
Don't waste my time.
Hell no. I'm not interested.
I'm not trying to do that.
Okay, after step one, he's like, all right, now go to the back of your favorite book. I'm like, Bly, where is it? Like, just tell me, like, go to your favorite book. I'm like,
and then you got to think, like, what's my favorite book?
Yeah.
Because she might think my favorite book is this because it was like a year ago, but today it's not my favorite book, So now you're going through all your books. Yeah, nah, just keep it simple.
Yeah, 6 hours later, I'm still looking. I'm like pissed off. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to have that, but
that's so funny.
Yeah, today, your overall day, your inauguration day was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to celebrate. I was like, ooh, I went to Wingstop and got some wings. So we had wings, but again, I was in a poo-poo mood, so I kind of like ruined the mood of the wings.
Actually, it was on me because I didn't follow through with my fatherly duties.
It wasn't a follow through. So basically, I had the boys in the morning. Michael pretty much has the boys at night. But you pick them up from school and they come home. He has dinner set up for them. And then, they're supposed to do homework and then they watch TV. They can do whatever they want. Well, recently, Michael has been just like giving them dinner and then they just have free time. So
yeah, TV goes on.
TV just goes on and they just be having fun. So when I come home from work, I'm like, okay, why isn't homework done? But today really threw me for a loop because I come home and I'm just going through their little binders that they have from school. And Idol, the oldest, tells me, oh, Mama, I have homework. He grabs the binder. He grabs his and Kenzo's, sit it at the kitchen table, and he's like ready to do homework. So I just feel like, maybe there's not, I wouldn't say consistency, but I think you and I, we do things a little differently. Like they know that when they come home, it's like shoes off, dinner, homework, TV. I mean, like, I think I'm more of like the structure parent where with you, you're like the fun parent. So they could just do whatever they want, which is not a bad thing because you got to have like one strict parent, one fun parent. I think you're the fun parent.
Yeah.
So with you, they're like, oh, we're not going to tell Daddy about homework because we just want to watch TV, you know? So I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. And then She came home overwhelmed, and then
as usual,
and then when I offered, I was like, "Hey, let me help with this. You go ahead, take a shower, go." She's like, "No, it's okay." And then she continues to be overwhelmed.
Well, it's not that I'm overwhelmed with the homework, because I don't mind helping them with the homework. It's just the thought of the knowing that they didn't do their homework when they knew they had homework, and instead of telling you about it, they told me. So they wouldn't get in trouble by me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was just the thought of them being a little sneaky, and they kind of pulled one over on you, and that you're the dad, and they shouldn't have pulled one over on you. You know what I mean? Like, it was the combination of that. So I didn't have an issue with helping them or being overwhelmed with helping them. It was just more like I felt like they just kind of pulled one over on you.
And add a little bit more on your plate than you anticipated.
Yeah, because sometimes I would want to come home and just like kick my shoes off and put my feet up on the table.
I don't have that luxury, but continue.
You have you definitely have the
luxury.
Because
when do I have a luxury to come home and kick my feet up?
As soon as I walk through the door, you put your feet up. You like, all right, I'm clocked out. Mm-hmm. And I'm clocking into my second job. Mind you, I just left my first job.
I left my first job and got the boys. That's my second job. What are you talking about?
But you do the dinner part. You're supposed to do the dinner and the homework, but you just do the dinner. So now when I come in, I got to do the homework and the bath and then the bedtime reading and stuff like that while you got your feet up, and I still be doing all that still in my work uniform that I've been having on for like 12 hours. So
it's a lot.
It is. It's a lot. Trust me. It is a lot being a parent. If y'all don't have kids out there and y'all want to have kids, I'm telling you now, don't have kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I tell people if you want energy.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, if you want energy and you like energy and you like time, don't have kids.
No, I love my boys. Wouldn't trade them for the world. I wouldn't trade my life for the world. But it's a lot. It is a lot when you are a working parent. When you work and whether you work from home or you are a stay-at-home mom or whatever, it is very, very hard. Sometimes you just want to have a moment to yourself, and I'll sneak off to the bathroom, but then the little one come busting through the doors. Mama, what you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get away from you. It's like you never have that moment of free time, and then so you're always stressed out at home because of the home, but then when you go to work, you're stressed out at work, so you really don't have like that time to just kind of like breathe. You know what I mean?
I'm such a hard worker that I'm gonna focus on working this out.
Oh my God! Look, y'all, it's already worked out. We worked it out already. Basically,
we're on the same page.
We just need to be on the same page. We just need a little bit more structure. We just need to be a team. I think that's what it is. With the boys should be able to have that same expectation from both of us, because I know that you are the fun parent, because they'll ask me, Mommy, can I have candy? And I'm like, no. And then I hear them come ask you, Daddy, can we have candy? And you're like, sure. I'm like, I just told them
you're making
no.
me sound like it's like I'm a doormat for the boys.
And I sound hella strict.
Do you?
Yeah, I sound like I don't let my kids have no type of fun.
Oh, I don't hear that. I think it's a nice balance.
I mean, it's a good balance. You like I said, you have to have a fun parent and a strict parent.
This is true. The boys just know that I don't care as much about particular things. So when they're like, hey, can I have water? Can I have candy? Can I have this? I'm like, sure.
Right. And that's most dads. I think most dads are just kind of like, y'all look very, I mean, there's some strict dads, but there's a lot of dads. Majority of dads are very just like carefree. Yeah, of course, do whatever you want. Of course you can drink a bottle of water before bedtime. Like, of course, why not? Where the mom is like, no, you cannot drink water 2 hours before bed. So it's just kind of like, it's just a different way of how we look at things as a woman and a man. I don't think it has anything with, do with you specifically as a dad. You're an amazing dad.
Hey.
You're an amazing dad. And, I love that they can come to you and be like, hey, Daddy, can we have this? And you're like, yeah, of course. Because if it was just me, it would be like, no. That's all they would hear. And they'd be like, dang, Mommy's favorite word is no.
No, I just don't think anything's bad. I feel like it's all experience. So when they're like, can I have this? I'll give it to them, or I'll limit it to a certain extent. But, generally it's kind of like, oh, you want crackers? Okay, here.
Right.
Whatever it might be. As long as it's not something that's like super bad for the health.
No, you're right. And that's the thing that I do appreciate about you, because you'll let them experience it and learn from it, you know? Like if you know something is spicy for them, you'll just let them try it, and then they can tell you like, nah, that's too spicy.
Yeah, they always exaggerate though.
True,
it's so spicy.
but sometimes it be spicy, you know. Whereas me, I tell them, no, you can't have it because it's too spicy. But you're like, I'll let them try it, and if it's too spicy, it's too spicy. If it's not, they'll eat it, you know. So I think for me, I just need to like relax.
It'll be okay.
I need to relax and just kind of like let them just be kids and let them, you know, have fun. So
that's how I say it. That's how I see it. I mean.
Even when I take them to the park, I'm like that mom that's like hovering over them, watching their every step, and then I'm like going down the slide with them. not really. I'm not really that's climbing funny, a monkey bar. You know what I mean? But I'm always watching, you know, making sure. I'm just so paranoid. I don't know what it is. Maybe my mom had me watch too many Lifetime movies when I was younger. I don't know. But I'm always thinking that somebody's out to get us. So I'm just so like super paranoid. I need to chill out.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's how we're different.
True.
You know, y'all think about everything. I used to think about myself.
This is true. You do think about yourself. That is true.
Nah,
no. I mean, you do. You think about the boys, but I do see what you're saying. But I think that's like you got to have balance in the relationship when it comes to parents. There's gonna be that one parent that's like super strict, and there's another parent who's like super relaxed. So, you know, it creates that great balance that you have to have in a household. At least I think so. I mean, that's how it was with, you know, my parents. My dad was strict and my mom was like super fun. So it was just like, it created like a really great balance, you know?
That's true.
But then we couldn't ask my dad for nothing. You go ask him like, hey, daddy, can I have this? Go ask your mama. Like,
your mom was a fun one. Your dad was a strict one.
Yeah, he was a strict one.
Yeah, my dad was a strict one.
He was a strict one, you know, like the type of person where he just did not care what he said. He'll tell your friends like, no, you can't come to my house. Or he'll be like, take your shoes off before you come in. Couldn't watch certain, you know, channels. I wouldn't say he was really strict, but he was the one who had like laid down the rules in the house, where my mom was just like, you know, as soon as he left, she was like, oh, y'all can do whatever y'all want. Your daddy not here. You know, like she was just like fun or whatever. But, you know, it created like a really great balance, I guess.
You know, the word for today is a good one.
What's that?
Sanguine. You're going to use that a lot.
Sanguine?
Yeah, I'm very sanguine about everything. I'm very sanguine about.
Is that like mellow?
What is it?
Chillo?
Nah. Sanguine
chill.
Is cheerfully optimistic. Hopeful. Yeah. So if someone like, if you're like, you know, when someone's like, you know, this person, they're really cool, and you know, I think everything's gonna work out, and he's like, well, I'm not as sanguine as y'all are. Or I might not be as sanguine as how y'all are looking at it, but sanguine is just like, I'm not as cheerfully optimistic of how things gonna be. I'm looking at it a little bit more grim. There's gonna be that.
I like
it's
that.
It's a good one, right?
Sanguine. I like that. That's cute.
And I got a little bonus one too.
Okay.
Incontinence.
Incontinence. I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means you have trouble holding in your urine and your bowels.
Jesus. Okay, well, I've never heard that word before.
Yeah, if you got like a loose booty hole.
Oh Lord, or not a loose one.
Yeah, or you got like a drippy drip on the urinal side of it.
No,
that's incontinence. Like you can't really hold it all in.
That
well, you know
gross.
When you pass gas and it's a little wet.
All right. Yep.
It's a little crazy.
You could go ahead and start that exit music.
Yeah, that's what you call incontinence right there.
That is so gross. I cannot believe you.
Sorry, that was a bonus. That was a bonus word. Bonus word for anybody who wants to know about incontinence.
Loose booty holes. And what comes out of them.
So you drawing pictures around it.
I know. That's horrible.
Well, I think that was
a great ending to this episode.
Yeah, it is a great ending.
Oh my God.
And I think it was a good one.
Oh, it's always a good one. I always enjoy talking to everybody.
Feel better?
I do. I always feel better after I get off the podcast.
This is
crazy.
Good.
This is very therapeutic.
Well, thank you all for listening. It has been great. And we'll check you all next week. See you later. Peace out. Peace. Either everybody's safe or nobody's safe. So stay safe out there now. Peace out.